Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a wonderful one out there, a beautiful one. Dead Kennedys, here we come. Kind of an album listen, but at the same time not. I don't know. Anyways, hope you guys are doing well on this wonderfully sunny day that it is today. We are listening to Dead Kennedys with their EP album. I'm pretty sure it's an EP. Sorry, I'm moving my light. In God We Trust, Inc. This is released in 1981. I didn't look at it. I should have beforehand, but I'm pretty sure this comes after Rotten Fruits and before their next album. Plastic Surgery something. Anyways, we're listening to this because you guys had recommended this. Some of you, such as Rydell Downward, Jameis Heat, Linus Photograph, Frank J, Drumming Vulture, and Prague Corner, and Skeet Art, which sounds really fun to say. So thank you guys so much for the suggestion. I was going to listen to their next album, Plastic something, whatever it's called. I just don't, it's called off the top of my head. But per the comments, a lot of you said to do this EP first, and then perhaps move on to that album, which quite a few of you said was even better than Rotten. So I'd be interested in that because I really like Rotting Vegetables. So the album, not the Rotting Vegetables. Anyways, what do we got to say? So this EP is only 13 minutes long. So this is not a long song Saturday. This is just like a normal listen for us. I'll probably stop it after almost every song because most of them only clock in at about a minute or so. So it's not really, it's not like a long song that we'll kind of dive into. Not even a normal size song. Kind of little micro songs. Just little microaggressions with great messages always. That's what I expect when I'm listening to Dead Kennedys. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it up here. Now, one thing before we dive in, because I pulled it up here on Spotify, and the album cover is like the crucifix, Jesus is on it, and the crucifix is made out of dollar signs. That's what I was looking for. However, on Spotify, it showed the album cover for the next album, I'm looking at it now, Plastic Surgery Disasters. And then it says / In God We Trust. So on Wikipedia, because I did find the information here, it says, In God We Trust first appeared on compact disc in 1985 as bonus material added to the Kennedys' 82 LP Plastic Surgery Disasters. So when I pull up the music and we play it, you're going to see the album cover for Plastic Surgery, but we're listening to In God We Trust. So that's why, because it's included like at the end of Plastic Surgery as bonus material. So just so you're not confused when the different album cover pulls up, because like I said, I was trying to find it. I'm like, it's not showing the exact thing, even though the album cover is there in a minute. You'll see it. You'll see it soon. Anyways, I'm drinking some pear ginger tea that my mom had bought me. And it's really good. I'm not gonna lie, great taste, Mom. She's not gonna watch this video, but you have great taste. Sometimes she tells me she watches my videos. She's not gonna watch this one. Anyways, hope you guys are having a lovely one. Thank you as always for being here. Press the like button before we dive into it. Patreon's there if you want to support what I do. But for now, let's go ahead and dive into the first track. And we'll just stop it and talk about it as I kind of see fit. Religious Vomit. Let's dive on in. Here we go. It's just tirelessly tirade. Okay, let's stop it there. So first off, Biafra, his delivery here is just a tireless tirade. If I didn't have the lyrics in front of me, genuinely would have no idea what he's saying. I like the rhythm. I like the cadence that he's doing, but it's just straight tirade. He is just throwing it out there and going off. The music is, of course, scratchy and distressed, filled with angst and aggressive, but it has a message. Whether you like their message or not, they have a message and they always see it through. They always put it in clear, concise terms. This one's no different, if you couldn't tell from the title of the song. But I do think it's, like, interesting, like, immediately off the bat, it's pretty amelodic, just kind of coming at you, throwing you into the deep end. And if you don't like the deep end, they can get out the pool. That's pretty much what they're telling you. They're pretty much telling you, you don't like the deep end, get out the pool. They don't want you in here. So if you're through this part, you're good to go. But if not, well, you know, what can you do? Lyrics. Like I said, relatively straightforward. All religions make me want to throw up. All religions make me sick. All religions make me want to throw up. All religions make me sick. And I guess in a sense, I mean, religious vomit, even the way that he's singing or delivering the music, it does kind of sound like word vomit. He's just throwing it out there. They all claim that they have the truth. They'll set you free. Just give them the money and they'll set you free. Free for a fee. They claim that they have the answer when they don't know the questions. That's a great line. This right here, that's a good one. They're just a bunch of liars. They just want your money. They just want your consciousness. They repeats the chorus. They repeats the lyrics there. It repeats from there. So, like I said, relatively straightforward. I don't think that there would be any sort of confusion about his particular position when it comes to religion. But let's go ahead and dive into the next track. I mean, this is going to be a quick reaction. Like I said, it's a quick one, which is going to be Moral Majority. Here we go. Are they luring us in with something soft?
We are gathered here tonight to pay tribute to our Lord.
I love how that opens.
Unto me, O Lord in heaven, let us pray. You TV viewers, give me your praise.
I love this kind of Mideast revival hymn.
What the thing you got
That's good. I like that. I'm trying to find the lyrics. I'm so lost. Oh, he's down here. I'm loving it. I'm having such a great time already. I legitimately looked away for a moment and came back and I had no idea where he was. I'm sitting here eyeballing the lines. I'm sitting here eyeballing them and I completely lost it for a second. I love how this opens up. Kind of carrying on in a way the themes from the first track. And then opening up in this, like I said, to me it sounds like a Midwest revival tense, like when it kind of first starts, like the hymn, like they're just kind of, and you know, some preachers kind of just talking in the back before the fire and brimstone part comes, just the right? And I love how that starts off. Complete contrast to the first track. And then, not only does the obviously the tone of everything changes, but the volume comes in with the 1, 2, 3, and then it gets back into what I would expect. I actually really, really like the riff and the rhythm, like those stops and pauses that come in. So East Bay Ray on the guitar, and I like that. And then the stops. Like, I actually really, really like how those hits kind of come in, and well, they're not hits; they're just pauses. And it breaks the music. It gives it a little bit, not of reprieve, but a clarity for a moment. And then it goes on to oppress, cause distress, and I was trying to keep up another rhyme. Bring in some regress as it comes down into its punk formula. Like, I just really enjoy that. It kind of adds a little bit of a catchiness to it. Like, I would reach out to say, perhaps not catchy in, I'm not going to sing the chorus like, on my way to work or while I'm driving my car, maybe. But there is something kind of catchy about the music in this track. I really enjoy how it ends as well. This is, for a short song at 1 minute and 55 seconds, it actually is, it achieves a lot, I guess is the best way to say that. Let's dive into these lyrics here. So like I said, kind of coming off of the religious theme of the previous track, but this seems to be going into a slightly different direction. We are gathered here tonight to pay tribute to our Lord, and money unto me. Right? So, of course, that continues the themes from the previous track. O Lord in heaven, let us pray. You TV viewers, give me your pay and sing of course, Mickey Mouse, which I'm very familiar with here in Orlando. Orlando is not just Disney. Like, there's a lot more to Orlando than just Disney. Anyways, Disney is actually not even in Orlando. Did I just blow your mind? So it kind of continues the religious aspect, but it leans more towards the corporate greed, capitalism kind of ideals here as it moves into, obviously Disney and TV viewers, give me your pay. So now we're moving fully into the greed aspect. You call yourselves the moral majority. We call ourselves the people in the real world. Like they're just living in a fantasy world. Trying to rub us out, but we're going to survive. God must be dead if you're alive. Once again, they have great lyrics. And there's always these 1 or 2 lines per song that really dig in. Like taking a spade and pulling up the root, kind of digging in. And that's a great line once again. You say God loves you, come and buy the good news. Then you buy the president and swimming pools. If Jesus don't save till we're lining your pockets, God must be dead if you're alive. Just a great, great line. All right. He goes on quite a rampage here. Circus tent con men and southern bell bunnies milk your emotions and steal your money. It's the new dark ages with the fascist toting Bibles, cheap nostalgia for the Salem witch trials, stodgy ayatollahs in the double knit ties, burn lots of books so they can feed you their lies, masturbating with a flag and a Bible. God must be dead if you're alive. Blowed out your bum, these 3 people. I only know one of them. I don't know who Jerry Falwell or Jesse Helms are. We'll click the annotation here shortly. What's wrong with a mind of your own? Like, you don't have to follow the herd there. So Falwell was an evangelical Southern Baptist known for his conservative point of view. He founded the Thomas, blah, 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 and founded the Moral Majority. Okay, I didn't know this was an actual thing. I thought that was just like a phrase. The Moral Majority portrayed issues such as abortion, divorce, feminism, lesbian and gay rights. The Equal Rights Amendment is taxed on traditional concept and values American families and tapped into their sense of societal moral decay that resonate with many evangelicals. Gotcha. I understand. You don't want abortions. You want battered children. You want to ban the pill as if that solves the problem. Now you want to force us to pray in school. God must be dead if you're such a fool. Now that I know it's actually talking about a group literally called the Moral Majority, now I understand. Now I get what they're going for. Just great lines. We're planning for a war with or without Iran. Building a police state with your Ku Klux Klan. Pissed at your neighbor. Don't bother to nag. Pick up the phone and turn into there you go. And then, of course, blow it out again with these people. Just really, really great lines. I love how hard-hitting it is. I love how direct, poignant, like poetry. No, there's no need to mince words. The words are coming wholesale, as you would. This is a great song. That's a really good one. Let us move on into the next one. The next track, Hyperactive Child, is only 37 seconds. So I think I'm just going to let it lead into the next one, which is Capone Factory. Is that Al Capone? But it's not spelled Capone like Al Capone. Let's find out. Here we go.
Hyperactive Child, take 4.
I got a different ass. I can't take so okay. You know I know you're school for that. That's why you dragged me here. You're hyperactive.
It's so fast.
You're too wild. Gonna calm you down. Down this super a bit. Drag me to the floor. Falling down my pants. Around my knee. I walk back from my brain into a trance. My hyperactive child. Got too much of a mind. Wouldn't you rather be happy? Now this will hurt a bit. Cameras in the hall. No windows, just brick walls. Pledge allegiance to a flag. Now you will be.
Actually, really quick, super quick. It's a 38-second song. I just want to talk about it really quick. It's the fastest, or I'm sorry, well, maybe fastest, but it's also the shortest track on this EP. Makes sense. It's called Hyperactive Child. It moves quick. No time for a breath. No, it's sub minute, right? Great. This song, I actually don't really have anything to say about it. I think it just fits well into what they are doing. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's bad. It's so quick. That's it. But I do like the lyrics a lot. Let me go into here really quick. All right, take 4. I'm tired of kissing butt. I can't sit still all day. You know I know your school's a lie. That's why you dragged me here. You're a hyperactive child. You're destructive. You're too wild. We're going to calm you down a bit. Now, this one hurt a bit. So obviously this is talking about not necessarily a hyperactive child in the sense of perhaps they're dealing with something, or perhaps there's something else there. Perhaps this is more just someone who doesn't want to conform. And so they're forcing this child to conform, right? Drag me to the floor, pulling down my pants, or I'm going to needle up my butt, put my brain into a trance. Now, no more hyperactive child. Got too much on my mind. Wouldn't you rather be happy? This won't hurt a bit. Cameras in the halls, no windows, just brick walls. Pledge allegiance to a flag. Now you will obey. So I find this more as, I guess you could say, government, school, authority, whatever, is more taking advantage of a hyperactive child, or perhaps someone that they just view as unruly, standing out of line, or stepping out of line rather, standing out when you should be conforming, and saying, oh, no, you're going to conform one way or another, and this way is that other way. That's how I view that song. All right, I just wanted to knock that in really quick. Now we'll let it dive into Capone Factory. Here we go. What?
I believe in jumping paper. The barrels and give the plan. They're shiny like the rest of my fingers. Gonna find out thing in the fingers. It's a keep on pushing men. I'm on it. Keep on pushing men. I'm on it. Keep on back and reach the paper.
I like that break.
Now I got these splitting headaches. Get quiet, get it up no more. I can't sleep, but it's driving me crazy. Shake out the MC double.
Like that? Sharp vibrato. Nice little fill.
If you don't sue, we'll give you a trans am. You'll never have to shake all the time. Cause I'm not keep on pushing men, I'm not a keep on pushing men, I'm not a driving, keep on factory. Yeah!
Well, he really coughed up somewhat of a hairball there. All right, Peligro on the drums. I like how in this track he gets to shine a little bit more amongst their angsty punk, not drivel, that's a bad word, but like amongst their tirade. Let's just use it again. He gets a few moments to elongate some fills. That break, bringing in the toms. It's just those little things that kind of take this sound that they have and give it a different sort of air, a different angle that they come at it with. Biafra is really made me sick doing that. He really puts an extra little phlegm in there in the beginning, at the end of this song, and on this one, not quite sure what he's talking about, if I'm being 100% honest. I finally found a job in the paper, moving barrels at a chemical plant. There's a skinny-looking dust on my fingers, going up my nose and into my lungs. Okay, so this could be about poor workplace conditions. It's the Capone poisoning, Minamata. at the grimy Capone factory, turning people into bonsai trees. So I think that as a whole, that's what this song is about. You know, work conditions and unfair work conditions and unsafe and dangerous work conditions. As to the specifics of Capone and Minamata, I'm not sure what that is. We'll look it up. Now I've got these splitting headaches. I can't quite get it up no more. No idea what he means when he says that. I can't sleep and it's driving me crazy. I shake all day and I'm seeing double. Gonna go down to your big metal building. Gonna slam right through your bright metal door. Gonna grab you by your star-pressed collar and ram some Capone down your throat. So is this I'm assuming it's a chemical. All right, so here you go. Chlorotocone. Chlorotocone, better known as, of course, Capone, is a compound, colorless solid. It is an obsolete insecticide, now prohibited in the Western world, but only after many thousands of tons had been produced and used. I love how, like, Dead Kennedys aren't afraid to, like, speak out about certain things and bring in certain topics that may be, at least for me, not so known. Incidents. There's some incidents here, huh? Reviewed in Who's Poisoning America. That's kind of interesting. Virginia Governor Mills Godwin shut down the James River to fishing for 100 miles from Richmond to Chesapeake Bay. The ban remained in effect for 13 years until efforts to clean up the river began to show results. Due to pollution risks, many fishermen, marinas, seafood businesses, and restaurants, along with their employees, suffered economic losses. And it goes on from there. And you also have a situation in the French Antilles. They were heavily contaminated with chlorotocone following years of its massive and unrestricted use on banana plantations. Despite a 1990 ban on this substance in mainland France, the economically powerful banana planters lobbied intensively to obtain a waiver to keep using it until 93. Well, those 3 years sure did a lot of damage. They argued that no alternative pesticides was available. After the ban, they were discreetly granted derogations to use their remaining stock. So you got it. You can't buy any more, but you can use what you have. It states that after that was imposed, that ban, the chemical was illegally imported to the island under the name Curlone and continued to be used for many years. Since 2003, local authorities in the two islands have restricted the cultivation of various food crops because the soil is badly contaminated. A 2018, this is recent too, it's still affecting. 2018 large-scale study shows that 95% of the inhabitants of Guadalupe and 92% of those in Martinique are contaminated by the chemical. Guadalupe has one of the highest prostate cancer diagnoses in the world. That is terrifyingly fascinating. The things that, I mean, really, I guess it all comes down to the almighty dollar, right? The things that you'll do for the dollar. No, let's keep using it. I want to keep using it. You know, obtaining waivers to keep using it, illegally bringing it in, and still very much affected to this day. Well, now it makes sense. The lawyer says that's the breaks, kid. Gonna gnarl and rot the rest of your life. If you don't sue, we'll give you a Trans Am. I think Trans Ams are so cool. There was, when I was in, well, not high school, when I was in college, I really wanted a Trans Am. They just look so cool. Because, what was the show? Oh, you already know what I'm talking about. The show with David Hasselhoff, and he has the Trans Am kit. I can hear the music. I know the show. Listen, you know what I'm talking about. And of course, it goes on from there. Nice educational song, like a song that implores some sort of research, some sort of knowledge. Right? I didn't know anything about that. Now I do, and that is quite interesting. Let's go ahead and move into the next track here, which is going to be the last song on this particular side, Dog Bite.
Hold it, it's too slow.
Listen, that's too slow.
Stop right! On my leg! Stop right! Must have said! Stop right! On my leg! Stop right! Must have daily do the realization of your wire navigation.
They're little melodies.
Stop right! On my leg! Stop right! Must have said! Stop right! On my leg! Stop right! Must have
I love their moment of singing. I hear the melody in the guitar.
Dog bite! I'm a leg! All right! Fuck bag! Dog bite!
He's barking.
I'm a leg! All right! Let's go!
He's actually barking in there. I like their version of singing. That's like feels like the rest of the band coming. Stop by! Just barking in there. I think it's once again, it's those little things, right? It's the little dog treats that they leave you in the songs that make it memorable. Because they have a very samey sound. Let's be honest, right? Unless I'm the wrong one, they have a very samey sound in general. But it's those little moments that break it up. Well, whether it's the drums or the barking or the like the singing, that make it fun, right? And the songs are so short, it's almost like you're listening to one song with a few different movements, which makes it actually work even a lot more better. Is this literally about a dog bite? I love how they say it's too slow in the beginning. Dog bite on my leg, not right, supposed to beg. Dog bite on my leg, not right, supposed to. Daily to the filling station, underwater navigation. Like, I don't think it's literally about a dog bite because, once again, I could be wrong. I've only listened to one album from the band. But I feel like, they're usually a lot more metaphorical or direct in their meanings, as we mentioned. And the daily to the filling station. Dog bite on my leg, not right. Like, you're not supposed to bite my leg, you're supposed to beg. But what does it mean? Biting the hand that feeds or something like that? Like, I feel like it's going into a different direction. I'm just not quite 100% sure what it is. And I don't think there was anything here. Songs, let's see. I don't see anything about the dog here. So no, I actually am unsure on this particular track. No idea. Regardless, we're moving on to side 2. We're moving on to side 2 of the album. Why is this thing pop? Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. I don't know what that was. And let's go ahead and move into side 2 of the album. Starting off with the track, Nazi Punks, Get Out of Here. F off. Bye-bye.
Fuck Off, overproduced by Martin Hannett, take 4.
Like that anthem. I like that a lot. That's good.
Stop your backs and trash our holes. Trash your bank if you got real balls. There's nothing left to go so cool. Realize things on your school like conscious business, men and cops and the real boys waiting in the first to go. That's fuck off. Fuck off. You've been the first to go. You've been the first to go. You've been the first to go. What lets you think?
Just an onslaught. Once again, if you're not getting the message, you're not listening or you're not reading. I love how anthemic this one is. Da da da. I'm too high. Da 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 da. They have that energy, that rambunctiousness, and I love how involved it feels in here. And I love how, once again, the message is so clear, right? In case we didn't get at the beginning. Just really, really fantastic. And this actually works better than one of the previous songs where I said, like, this one's catchy. This one's catchy. And unfortunately, unfortunately relevant. Like, it's 2025. You would think that some things would just, like, not exist anymore. But even here, like in Orlando, it's so wild. Even here, like, there's a shopping center on a decent side of town. Not a lot, but every once in a while, they'll be out there with their signs and doing their thing, the usual. And everyone always jokes, they do it on the decent side of town. Go to the other side of town and do that. Don't think that would go so well. But I do know that they once did gather in the city, like over an overpass, and a marching band came and played all around them, walk them right off that bridge. That's all I'm going to say. Let's look at the lyrics on this one. All right, so overproduced by Mark Hannon. I'm assuming that's their producer. Punk ain't no religious cult. Punk means thinking for yourself. I like how they get that in there. You ain't hardcore when you spike your hair, when a jock still lives inside your head. Nazi punks, get out of here. If you've come to fight, get out of here. You ain't no better than the bouncers. We ain't trying to be police. If you ape the cops, it ain't anarchy. So I like how you actually get two different messages in this track. The obvious one, Nazis, get out of here. We don't want you here, right? But also, you may think that that's punk. No. This is what punk is. This is the heart and what defines punk. And he goes on, of course, to mention certain things. It's not a religious cult. It means thinking for yourself. You know, spiking your hair doesn't make you punk, you know, especially when a jock, as he says, still lives inside your head. It says, you know, we're not trying to be police. If you ape the cops, it ain't anarchy. There's more to punk than that, you know? 10 guys. So I like how they're also trying to educate in their own way. Not just berate, educate. 10 guys jump one. What a man. Yeah, big. Yeah, you're such a big man. Yeah, 10 guys jumping on one. You fight each other, the police state wins. What's that that phrase? Something about if we all fight each other. There's a phrase, a specific one. If we all fight each other, then, well, basically what he said. Stab your backs when you trash our halls. Trash a bank if you got real balls. Like, take it out to the streets. Take it out to, like, real life. You still think swastikas look cool? The real Nazis run your schools. They're coaches, businessmen, and cops. In a real Fourth Reich, you'll be the first to go. You'll be the first to go unless you think. This is a great song. This is good. All right, looking at some of the Wikipedia information for this one. It says the single included a free armband with a crossed out swastika. The design was later adopted as a symbol for the anti-racist punk movement, anti-racist action, appropriately named. While some have claimed that the song was written as a reaction to the far-right punk subcultures, such as Nazi punk or the white power skinhead movement, Biafra has stated the initial premise of the song was about violence at punk shows, summarizing it as, "You violent people at shows are acting like a bunch of Nazis." The lyrics condemn the infighting among punks for weakening the prospect of rebelling against far-right agitators, and that in a real Fourth Reich, they'd be the first to go. Let's see. Of course, this version we listened to, Biafra mentions producer Martin Hannett, who had worked with Joy Division and Buzzcocks, accusing him tongue-in-cheek of having overproduced the recording. Hannett, in fact, did not work with the Dead Kennedys. And I love that it charted at 11 on the UK indie chart in 1982. I love that. That was a good song. I've always heard like that phrase, and I knew it was a song. This is the first time we listened to it. There, I can understand why it's so good. That's a great one. Let's move on to the next track, which is also the longest one on the album, which is We've Got a Bigger Problem Now. Here we go. When did we switch to jazz?
Last call for alcohol. Last call for freedom of speech.
Okay, Wes Montgomery.
Drink up.
Get in there.
Happy hour is now enforced by law. Don't forget our house special. It's called the Tricky Dicky Screwdriver. It's got 1 part Jack Daniels, 2 parts purple Kool-Aid, and a shaker of formaldehyde from the jar with Hitler's brain in it we got in the back storeroom.
That's in the back.
I am Emperor Ronald Reagan, born again with fascist cravings. Still
I like the guitar.
president. Human rights will soon go away. I am now your Sade. Now I command all to California.
Ah.
California.
I like how they brought that back in here.
River Alice,
Nice callback.
River Alice, California. Shabba-dabba-dabba-doo-wah.
There you go.
Cause the slam will control you. Still you think it's natural. Nigga knocking for the master race. Still you wear a happy face. You close your eyes, can't happen here. Alexander Haig is near. Vietnam will come back, you say. Show the army you will pay. Show the army you will pay. California, River Alice. California, River Alice. River Alice. California, River Alice. California.
That's a nice vibrato that he had right there.
Yeah, that's it. Just relax. Have another drink. A few more pretzels. A little more MSG. Turn on those Dallas Cowboys on your TV. Lock your doors. Close your mind. It's time for the 2-minute warning. Welcome to 1984.
Nice transition.
Are you ready for the Third World War?
It's a riff.
You will meet the secret police. They'll draft you and they'll jail your
It's so
name.
foreboding.
You'll go quietly to boot camp. They'll shoot you dead, make you a man. Don't you worry, it's for a cause. Feeding global corporations claws. Die on a brand new poison gas. Salvador, Afghanistan. Making money for President Reagan. Making money for President Reagan. And all the friends of President Reagan. California, River Alice. California, River Alice. River Alice. California, River Alice.
March to the end. Nice ending. Okay. It's not because it's the longest song of the album, but it is the best song on the album to me. This is easily a favorite, alongside with, I'm not going to say alongside with Nazis, but alongside the previous track. Like, this one, they expand, right? They're giving themselves a few more minutes. They're giving some more duration to it. And in that duration, they're actually using the time. They're using their time appropriately. From the more quick, blistering punk tracks that are a minute or so, and this one at 4 minutes. I love that they have completely thrown everything that they've previously done on its head. Approached jazz. Simple jazz, but jazz nonetheless. I like how melodic the guitar line is. I like how old school jazz that sounds. It's very 50s, 40s kind of jazz, if you will, which is really nice. The drums are nice. It all comes down to a really nice loungy kind of take. And even the way that Biafra sings there, he kind of sings as the showman, the MC, the leader. The bartender, actually, in this case, because he's actually just listing out different kind of drinks, or drinks, I should say. And then, of course, you have that breakaway moment where it goes back to its punk roots and it snaps off. And then I love what it does. It comes back to the loungy. And then the next time that it comes back into something a little bit more heavier, it does so in such a perfect way of transitioning that it keeps some of the melody and some of the softness to an extent from the jazzy sections, but brings in the heaviness from the punk sections. It's a perfect combination that they got down here. I'm just going to pull it back here really quick. So, obviously, jazz section, right?
Last call for
Not the singing, but to an extent, it was kind of giving me like a Tom Waits kind of vibe. Then, all right, they got the swing in there, right here at the end. That's a little too far. Right. I'm trying to find the transition. Here. Okay. That's a perfect way of transitioning from the previous jazz section into where they go like further at the very end that we just heard, the like fast part, right? And it almost sounds kind of proto-grunge. At the same time, doesn't this kind of... Isn't that a little bit grungy or something in that area? An alternative metal, alternative rock kind of sound? Like it's approaching that. I think that is so cool how they developed that style in this track, which has already so many different styles happening in there. And that march at the end is really nice. That kind of marching to Oblivion, I guess you could say. The, like I said, the chorus throwback to California Über Alles. Just a really, once again, really great track. And, when a band is doing a lot of 1 minute songs, when you see a 4 minute, when you see a 3 minute or more, you're like, ooh, this is a treat, right? Like, ooh, what are they going to do here? And here they don't disappoint with what they do. Last call for alcohol. Last call for your freedom of speech. Drink up. Happy hour is now enforced by law. Don't forget our house special. It's called a Tricky Dicky Screwdriver. It's got 1 part Jack Daniels, 2 parts purple Kool-Aid. You better drink that Kool-Aid. And a jigger of formaldehyde. From the jar with Hitler's brain in it, we've got in the back storeroom, happy trails to you, happy trails to you. I am Emperor Ronald Reagan, born again with fastest cravings. Still, you made me president. Human rights will still soon go away. I am now your shots a day. Now I command all of you. Now you're going to pray in school. I'll make sure they're Christian too. And of course, like I said, California, Über Alles. And then I love the shabba shabba doo shabba. That just really funny. Ku Klux Klan will control you. Still, you think it's natural. Knocking for the master race. Still, you wear the happy face. I love okay, we've addressed this in oh my god, the first song that everyone knows from Dead Kennedys, and I like their use of the word because it's not, they're not using it offensively or whatever. They're speaking from people who are, as I say, knocking for the master race and hurting others, killing others, continuing to push this racist narrative and stuff. Like, I like that. I like how they don't hold back in their message. They don't hold back. They don't, reserve. No. They put it all out there for you. Still, you wear the happy face. You closed your eyes. Can't happen here. Alexander Haig is near. Vietnam won't come back, you say. Join the army or you will pay. Yeah, that's it. It's just relax. Have another drink. A few more pretzels. I like how this bartender is serving you, but forcibly serving you. That's a great way of kind of putting this metaphor together with these mixed drinks and what's involved in these mixed drinks. The distractions, a little more MSG, turn on those Dallas Cowboys on your TV, lock your doors, close your mind. It's time for the 2-minute warning, right? Those are the distractions. Don't turn on the TV, finish those pretzels, close your mind, lock the doors. Welcome to 1984. Big Brother's here. Are you ready for the Third World War? You two will meet the secret police. They'll draft you and they'll jail your niece. You'll go quietly to boot camp. They'll shoot you dead, make you a man. Don't you worry, it's for a cause, feeding global corporations claws. Die on our brand new poison gas. El Salvador or Afghanistan. Making money for President Reagan, all the friends of President Reagan, and then it goes on from there. I love these lyrics. Over here, because I did click the Wikipedia page, it says, of course, they recorded an updated version of this song, including a lounge jazz introduction, different lyrics, and several verses set to a much slower pace. It really does just feel like a completely different song, to be honest, to me at least. Let's see. Jello Biafra has made satirical references to the song in his political advocacy. A speech of his appears on the spoken word album, Mob Action Against the State, that is entitled We've Got a Bigger Problem Now, War, Terrorism, and Beyond. And it goes on from there as such. So, once again, a really fantastic track. And the worst thing is, it's still relevant. When did this album come out? 81. 44 years later. Why is we shouldn't be listening to this song and we shouldn't be listening to the song and being able to say, wow, that's still happening, huh? It should sound like a history lesson, not like a recent journal entry. Let's move into the next track here, which is the final track, which is entitled Rawhide. Let's go.
God damn, well, let's do a tune called Rawhide, okay?
We doing country now?
Goddamn tape's rolling, let's go.
Bobby.
Let's move out. 1, 2,
Why are we doing country now?
3, 4. Keep rolling.
Okay.
Oh, let's take this rolling. Keep them doggers rolling. Keep them doggers rolling. Keep them doggers rolling. Run. Don't try to understand them. Just hold up the brand. To live and live high and
I like it.
Keep moving. No, let disapproving. Keep them doggers moving. Keep them doggers moving. Keep them doggers moving. Run. Terrain when the dweller.
I like that bass play. I like when he sings out like that and puts that warble. I like how for like a brief moment at the very end, he slips into like a melody and he sings like, oh, like, and then he goes, ah, like he's like, no, it's too melodic. No. That's a fun way to end the album. I don't know why we're moving into a country direction, but why not? It's like, just get along, little doggy. Get along, little doggy. Come on. The drumming is really fantastic. Apparently, this is a cover because I just happened to see it as I pulled up the lyrics. It's a cover of Ned Washington and Dimitri Tiomkin's song, originally the theme song from the 1960s show Rawhide. In case it wasn't obvious, the lyrics are about the job of a drover on a cattle drive. Never heard of the show Rawhide. I was more of a Gunsmoke kind of fan. I know a lot of people like Bonanza. I didn't care for Bonanza. Gunsmoke, right up my alley. Man, I used to love Gunsmoke. What was the lead actor's name? His real name, I think, was Matt, right? Matthew? I used to watch that show all the time when I was like a teenager. Oh, and then I remember Miss Kitty. It was just a cool show. James R. Oh, man. Hold on, baby. Almost pressed the end record button. I can't watch the whole thing. Copyright, but... Yeah, I remember when the porch... Doc was cool. Doc was the coolest one on the cast. I loved Doc. Oh, I forgot about that. There's Kitty, Newly, and James Arness as Matt. Okay, I knew Matt was in there. I used to love Gunsmoke. Oh, I would absolutely go watch an episode right now. Oh, that's so good. I still love Gunsmoke. Anyway, I'm so sorry. A fun song, really fun song to end it. Everyone gets in. It's a fun cattle rancher of a track. Get along, little dog. And it's really what the whole thing's about. Through the streams are swelling, keep them doggies rolling. Rawhide, rawhide, rawhide. Keep them moving. Don't try to understand them. Just throw a rope and brand them. Soon we'll be living high and wide. Were they fans of this show? Hence, why they covered the theme song? Is there anything about that here? The EP closes with the cover of the theme from Rawhide. Nothing necessarily that I see, at least initially. I would assume they liked the show, or maybe they just liked the... they just liked the song itself, and they're like, you know what? let's end with that. Looking at some of the recording processes here it says they initially recorded 8 songs at Subterranean Studios in 1981. All tracks were recorded live without overdubs, with the band determining some of the song's arrangements between takes. The session was videotaped. When the group took the tracks to be mixed, they discovered that the magnetic tape used for the recording, I don't know why I said it like that, recording was defective. The oxide surface of the tape began to peel during playback, destroying the recordings. They recorded all 8 songs on August 22nd at Mobius Music, and these were released as an EP that we just listened to. I have done the exact same thing once. Back when I first started making music a long time ago, I'm talking like high school or whatever, I had painstakingly recorded like 4 songs. And I don't remember what happened now. I actually don't remember. But I remember I somehow lost them or deleted them or whatever happened. And I was so disappointed because I remade the songs, but I knew that it wasn't the same. I knew that it didn't sound the same at all. It wasn't the original recording. And it broke my heart because I didn't re-record it for a while because I just didn't want to. It took a while to like motivate myself to do that. That was good. Anyways, not me deleting the thing. Anyways, this was a fun album. The second side of the album I think is for myself like stronger, just because I think it all sounds so unique. I really like Punk's Got a Bigger Problem Now and Rawhide even. I love the ending of it. I think it's a really, really great album. Moral Majority is also a great track on here. And it's 13 minutes. Like, it's a quick in and out. You know, you're bing, 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 bing. Anyways, how did we spend 51 minutes on a 13-minute album? Because I can talk quite a lot. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed listening to this EP with me. I got to stop calling it an album. Is an EP considered an album? No, it's an EP. It's different. Or is it? I could check real quick. An EP is a musical recording that contains more tracks than a single, but fewer than an album. So an EP is not considered an album. Listen, I had to clear that up. Okay, press the like button if you didn't in the beginning. Please do it now. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you enjoyed the music. Hope you enjoyed my company. Patreon's there if you want to support me for $2 a month at minimum. You don't have to. You could just sit back, relax, and enjoy. But there's occasionally some exclusive stuff on there. You know, this is still good. Cold coffee, like lukewarm coffee, not always great. Lukewarm tea, it hits you straight. Give me a clap. Please clap. And I'll see you all later. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Thank you again for being here. Really appreciate you.